Right. No. Hello everyone, welcome back to the videos. It's wonderful to have you guys here again as always. Today in this video I'm going to get some work done on the BMW. I'm going to try and tidy and button some stuff up. Last video I added on the outlets to the radiator and the mounting brackets. I've since gone and finished welded the outlets, both top and bottom. So it's ready to go in the car now permanently, and I added on a little doodle there to the end of that one to try and bring it around a bit nicer. So that's ready to go into the car permanently, and then I got to order some alloy bends and stuff to start making up some radiator hoses. I'm gonna have a look at a VS radiator hose. I believe is a bit shorter and a slightly different orientation. Failing that, I'll just cut the hose in half and put a bit of alloy pipe in it for the upper hose, and then I'll get some alloy bends and stuff and start making a lower radiator hose around the exhaust manifolds. Yeah, today I think what I'll do, I'll get the turbo off, the manifolds off, and I'll get some gaskets fitted. Hopefully I can find some bolts, bolt the exhaust manifolds on permanently, put an exhaust manifold, well, not an exhaust manifold, a turbo gasket on the turbo and bolt in on permanently, as well as I might mount the wastegate up and start looking at how that's going to route. I think while I got the turbo off as well, I've got my 90-degree bend, so I might just add that bit of a bend and V-band to the downpipe. So yeah, just getting it ready to be a little bit more permanent. Yeah, then I'll get some alloy bends and stuff ordered, and we will work on the radiator hoses. And I also need to get some AN stuff so I can organise a high pressure power steering hose from the power steering pump, and then mount a reservoir and get the return sorted so that it will also have some power steering. There's future me problems. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to move this lump out. I finally have my gasket show up as well, so hopefully it's just the one side that's cooked, and hopefully next weekend I can get it all torn apart and replaced and back together, and we can get this lump back running and driving again. It's only, I think it's about 4 or 5 weeks now, maybe 5, almost 6 I think, until road trip. So this has got to get, this thing needs to get put back together and then tested, because it needs to be ready to go for its 3 days of racing again. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to get this lump moved out. We'll get this down, and then I'll get stuck into some work on the manifolds and stuff. If I get the time, I might pop this tray off and offer up an intercooler and see how that's going to fit as well. But anyway, first things first, we'll get those exhaust manifolds off. Okay, I think I need to work out where to put the wastegate for starters. Some of that's probably going to be the best, I think. Maybe like that. Let's see what I got to work with. Yeah, I reckon that's the go. And then I can plumb it back into the dump fairly easily. Okay, let's mark that out. Something like that. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Fine. Do it the hard way. Sit that aside. Now, get working on drilling out this hole in a minute. First I'll get these manifolds off. God damn it. Stay. I can't see. Okay. This turbo is probably going to come off a few more times as I start routing this radiator hose around here. So I don't think I'll put a gasket on there yet. It's got two header flange gaskets now, or head flange gaskets. I gotta get some more bolts for both sides, so I'll get some more bolts and I'll fit the rest of the bolts off camera. I don't have enough to do every single bolt hole in either side. Yeah, so I'm not going to put turbo flange gasket on it just yet. I think now I will get that hole drilled in the exhaust housing and we'll work on getting that wastegate mounted. Whew. Things are always pretty chunky. Like, look at that. Not that it's going to focus on you on that, but yeah. It's heavy too. Cool. So put that on there and we'll have a wastegate of sorts. Okay. Quick fitment check. Let's have a look at getting space for an intercooler in here while that's cooling down. Then I'll get the dump fitted back up and we'll do the last little bit of that dump to a V-band. I've got a muffler and cat coming. Hopefully they'll be here next week. So then I can start working on the rest of the exhaust system, quietening it down a little bit, and I'll start or make an order for some stuff to make this lower radiator hose out of. And then I'll work on some stuff to hook up some power steering as well. Yay! Okay. So it looks like an intercooler will fit there fairly well. Oh yeah, plenty of room. Cool. that's another problem for future me. I'll mount up this idler pulley. Oh, where are you, Mr. Penguin? And thermostat can be installed as I throw the bolt away. It's got a belt. Jeez, I don't know. It's still got some heat in it. Actually, on second thought, I think I'll just put the V-bend straight onto that and then I'll put the bend on it. Alright, I'll weld the V-bend on it. Alright, well there we go. So I just spent some time and tacked this up. A few little pie cuts a section out of my bend, just to kick it back in the right direction and then bring it down enough. The cat will go here. Hopefully there's enough room for it. If not, I don't really want to put it back here because it needs to be fairly close to the engine to work properly. Yeah, and then from there we'll be able to continue the exhaust. We'll get it up into the tunnel, or the trans tunnel, tail shaft, loop tunnel, not loop, tail shaft tunnel, and we'll get it up into here, and then we'll run it out to the back with the muffler. See how it goes with just one for the time being. Hopefully just one muffler will be enough, but I feel like it may need another. Yeah, see what happens with it really. I'll stick the muffler back here in the factory spot, and I'll do a little turn down on the back. Yeah, just starting to get there, starting to come along. Got a lot of stuff done today actually. I'm going to try and get the fittings out of the rack for the hoses, sorry, for the feed and the return, and then try and match up the threads to some AN fittings so I can make up a high pressure hose. It should only, realistically it needs to go from there down to there, so it doesn't need to be very long. I'll just have to get something made up. Yeah, well anyway, that's where I'm gonna have to end it today. That's about all the time I have for today to get done on this car and filming. I got a lot of progress made. I'm actually really happy with the progress that I've got done today. We got the wastegate fitted. It will then get plumbed back into there, and I'll make up a way so I can rotate it around and run a screamer pipe down there later on. Got an alternator fitted and battery cable. I'm gonna have to sort out the plug wiring for it, for the Excite, so that it will charge. It's got a belt, the idler's on. I mean, doesn't really need too much else. Next time it starts and runs, I want to do a full heat cycle in it, so I'll hook up the radiator hose. Like I said, I'll go and cut an old outlet off that so I can get a fill point for it. It has a bleed point already. It's got a thermostat fitted now, so that'll be good. I got to drill and tap the intake manifold for IAT sensor. I did not do that. I could stick it in the charge pipe here, which I may do yet. I'll have a think about that. Also need to give it coolant temperature so that the ECU knows the coolant temperature. And that's about it. There's not too much else left to do then. Oh well, charge piping and stuff. I'll mount an oil cooler. I think I'm going to mount an oil cooler down here. There seems to be a fair bit of room for one, so if I can do one there I will. I'll mount the intercooler up. I've got the core there, so we'll work on getting it mounted up maybe in the next video. And then yeah, we'll work on getting it to start and run and move. Do some proper heat cycles with it. I'm gonna have to hook up the heater hoses or loop them for the time being. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I think the factory heater outlets are at the back there. I think I should be able to just run them around the back to here, and that way the car will still have heat in the winter. I don't really need it, but it is nice to have it. I'll mount the power steering reservoir over here somewhere, and yeah. I still got to hook up the brake booster and various other vacuum lines and stuff. Plumb the wastegate. I'm going to have to check the spring in it, like I said. This was the one off Ethel, so it's probably still got all the springs in it. So I'll have to double check that. Yeah. not that much left to do now. It's starting to get more like a real car, and the idea of actually being able to drive it is getting a lot closer. I gotta get engineering sorted on it, so that also has to get done. Oh, and neaten up and finalise that, and mount the wideband. I've got to put the wideband in the car somewhere. But I've got to neaten all this shit up. I think I'm going to mount the ECU down there. If there's enough length in the loom, I'll pop it through the firewall and into the cabin just behind the glove box there. I'll cross that bridge later though, and then like all this factory BMW shit, I don't know what to really do with it. The car sort of needs it for the power windows and stuff to work, so I don't know, I might just shove it in the box and pretend it doesn't exist. I would like to neaten it up though. I'll cross that bridge when I get to that. I'll make up a little catch can for it over here. Doesn't need to be very big, and then I'll run this line over there so it can breathe a bit. That should be just about it, I think. But anyway, that's where I'm gonna end it in this video, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Please leave your likes and comments down below. Next weekend I'm going to try and work on getting the head gasket repaired in Ethel. I might film it and make a video out of it, seeing as it's not going to leave me time to film anything else. We'll see. And then it's going to have to go for a drive on the street, probably not next weekend, but sometime not very long after that, to test it and make sure that it is going to hold boost for road trip. Other than that, I'm looking forward to road trip. Just keep an eye out for those videos. It's getting less and less time now to get stuff done before it starts. Yeah, anyway, that's enough nonsense from me. Thank you all again for watching. Don't forget, unleash the boost, CO2 the world. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.